Hi, welcome. We're excited to have you here with us today. We can always use some extra hands. Please take a moment to get familiar with our shop. Feel free to have a look around at the work area, workbench, tools, and the blue message board in front of you. I recommend picking up the tools and getting comfortable holding items with your virtual hands. Our virtual shop works just like the real world, with a couple of improvements. For example, if you drop something, it will magically reappear on the workbench. When you're ready, gaze at the Start button on the blue message board. We'll jump into this Contrast Injector PM and see how far we get. Oh, and feel free to... Okay, take a look at the left side of the injector. You should see a blue arrow telling you to rotate the injector. If you move your hand close to that little adjustment wheel, it will become larger and easier to grab. This wheel can be used anytime to rotate the injector up and down. There's another adjustment wheel on the base of the rolling stand. You can use this wheel when you need to spin the injector around. For now, go ahead and rotate the injector head so that the manual adjustment knobs on the bottom are pointing up towards the ceiling. Great! Now I want you to use the two flathead screwdrivers on the workbench to carefully pry up the two adjustment knobs. We've provided an animation as a demonstration, so just copy what it's showing you. I promise, this is the best way to remove these knobs. Perfect! Now grab the loosened knob and visually inspect it for any cracks or damage in the plastic. The visual inspection is complete when you see a green check mark appear in the blue inspection progress circle. When you're done, place it in the highlighted area. I'll do the same for the second knob. Next, we need to carefully inspect the outside of the LED lens cap. Again, you will need to look for cracks and damage. When the green check mark appears, you're done inspecting. Okay, now use the Phillips screwdriver to loosen the two lens cap mounting screws. Like the adjustment knobs, we'll keep the screws on the storage mat. After you remove the first screw, repeat the same steps for the second mounting screw. Now the LED lens cap is loose, so go ahead and move it to the storage mat as well. Next, you need to change the LED lens cap gasket. To do this, pick up the blue hook tool and use it to hook the lens cap gasket, and then hold it over the waste bin to discard it. Hey, good job so far. Now let's install the new lens cap gasket. Find it on the storage mat and place it into the lens cap gasket groove. Alright, now we are getting to the good stuff. Next, we'll work on the back panel. Let's start by removing the screws that hold the back panel on. Unscrew all 4 screws and then set them all on the storage mat. Okay, now we need to remove the strain relief lock screws. They're just above the green LED board. Rotate the injector so that the 2 screws are easy to access. Once the screws are out, the strain relief lock is loose, but it won't actually come out until we take the back panel off. For now, just place the screws on the storage mat. Speaking of the back panel, we still need to finish removing it. You'll need to be careful on this step because the back panel is also loose, but it's still connected to the injector by 3 very short wires. In order to disconnect the wires, rotate the injector horizontally so that the back cover is facing the ceiling. Then, with both hands, slightly lift up the back panel enough so that the wire connectors are visible. On the right side of the injector, you will find connectors 1 and 2. Reach your virtual hand in there and disconnect them. On the left side of the injector, you will find connector 3. Disconnect it as well. Good job! Now, with all 3 connections free, you can play. Whoops! Looks like you dropped something. We put it back on the workbench for you. Place the entire back cover on the storage mat. You dropped something again! Check the workbench. And now we can go back and remove that strain relief locking plate. Alright, now let's get to work on the front cover. To start, remove the 4 screws that secure the front cover to the injector and place them on the storage mat. Take your time. They might be a little hard to see as they're buried down inside the unit. To make things a little easier, rotate the injector so that the front cover is facing the ceiling. Grab the front cover and place it on the storage mat. Great! Now, using the blue hook tool again, remove the 3 old gaskets and toss them in the waste bin. Now, pick up the 3 new gaskets highlighted on the storage mat and install them into the front panel gasket grooves. Okay, the main covers are off. Next, you need to perform a visual inspection of the internal wire and cable sets. Inspect all 4 sides of the unit until you get a check mark for each side. Don't forget, that workbench in front of you isn't real. I wouldn't try to lean on it if I were you. If you need some more room, try spinning the unit at the base. Remember, this is where you are looking for any wires that might be loose or damaged, and any other corrosion or dirty components that need to be addressed. Still on this step? Woohoo! Congratulations! You have completed the Imaging Academy Contrast Injector Virtual PM. Look up at the message board and take this short quiz on what you've learned. Then, we'll see if you were good enough for the leaderboard.